Hey everyone, Presito here, your second favorite Uniswap ape. So I know it's been a really long time since I made the last video on my YouTube channel, but as you know, the pre-sale market has been super bearish. Projects still haven't been performing really well, so I don't want to make videos covering anything and everything, but I'd rather stick to real gems and projects that I think can really benefit the crypto space in general. And in this video, I'm going to be covering a project that I really do think will be interesting for many projects, and that is Humannode. So let's go straight to their website and their pitch deck and see what they're all about. So before we get started, let's just go over what they are briefly about. It's going to be a project that wants to provide tools to verify that in a decentralized system where there's no authority to verify KYC identities, that the user is indeed a human, and they want to do this in a non-malicious way, free of bots. And I do think that's something that's really needed these days. Obviously, with all these decentralized platforms that we're using, whether it's launchpads or anything, they all ask you to submit your identity with your passport and everything like that. And it kind of defeats the purpose of it being decentralized. Not only that, but they really want to focus on nodes, as the name is there, and validators. So as they say, what is the problem? Sybil resistance in a modern proof of work and proof of stake network is capital based, making them plutocracies at the very core. And plutocracies inevitably lead to centralization. Mining cartels and validator oligopolies dominate the market. Basically, what that means is the voting power just depends on who has the most money, and basically the mining cartels. It's not fair, one person, one vote. It's $1, one vote, basically. And this is what they aim to solve. So now let's have a look at their solution. So number one, nodes in the Humannode network are created through biometric verification of uniqueness. Nodes are equal in terms of validation and voting power, bringing true equality between peers in decentralized networks. In case of malicious activity, the biometrics of a potential perpetrator are blacklisted. And instead of proof of work and proof of stake, Humannode utilizes a combination of proof of uniqueness and proof of existence. Combined with blockchain, it creates a first ever human-based verification layer, where a collective of people verify transactions together going through the blockchain. As it says, one human, one vote, one node. Next up, let's have a look at their tech stack. So it's going to be a consensus agnostic protocol. So this means that they plan to have a system where they can easily renew models of consensus, and they're striving for civil resistance and validators first. So it's going to be a substrate framework. So they're building on a substrate-based framework, which is a Rust-based framework for building blockchains easily. They position themselves as a layer one standalone network, not a parachain anchoring its security to Polkadot, since Polkadot is a proof of stake, which is what they refer to themselves as a plutocracy, which is the problem that they are trying to solve. And they're basing the security in their own human nodes. Then they're going to have private biometric search and matching. So not only they'll have to match the faces of the people in the database with other people's faces to make sure they don't deploy more than one node, etc., but they also have to provide privacy, which they aim to do via their software and cryptography. Then fast monetary algorithm and rebalancing system, Vortex style, decentralized, auditable liveness detection, and an EVM compatible smart contract layer, which has already been deployed on their network and runs really smoothly. So that is all really bullish. You can see it's all really, really impressive. So now let's have a look at some of their use cases, and apologies for the blurry image, but this is the best I could get. But as I say, DAO Renaissance, so any existing protocol can integrate one human, one vote DAO into their protocols, making them fairer and more decentralized. So basically it can change the way all DAOs currently work, and Humannode can be easily integrated into any DAO network. And as they say, it will make it much more fair and decentralized than any token-based DAO. So this really can innovate the crypto space. Then inalienable. So from medical info to legal documents and NFTs, Humannode binds any digital identity and entity to your biology, not your legal document, which obviously, as I said before, not everyone wants to submit their legal document. And then lastly, proof of human existence. So Sybil resistance through biometric liveness detection. So not only for Humannode, but also for other layer 2s running on Humannode and even other layer 1s to help them be more secure. So next up, let's have a look at the next page on the pitch deck. As you can see, uniqueness check. So the possibility of a match between two different people is 1 in 125 million. This is to make sure that one person really runs one node. And the 1 in 125 million means that one will equal a non-existent variant, even though they do exist. So this is basically the failure rate, which is almost non-existent. That's how reliable it will be. And liveness check. So the possibility of spoofing an identity without a real human in front of the camera is 1 in 80,000, which is also really tiny. So you can be sure that it is actually a real person with their technology. So next up, let's have a look at some of their backers and partners. And there's some really big names here, which is always good to see. Republic Capital, Shima Capital, AU21 Capital, and so on. And in terms of their partners, Avalanche is there. They've got here Super Oracles, Aragon, really big names, which is really good to see. Some of which they're already working together, which have already incorporated their technology, which is awesome. Next up, let's have a look at some more of their use cases, see what they can use Humannode for. So it can be used for online commerce in marketplaces, for credit scoring, for decentralized identifiers, NFTs even, where they're going to provide a simple way to interact with blockchain-based services and offer the most user-friendly interface for non-techie members of art communities. Furthermore, content creators and collectors will be able to stay pseudonymous while utilizing blockchain-based applications without the need of revealing their identity, but by only proving that you're real human beings through the different methods we already went through before. Then OTC markets, it can be used for that as well, for launch pads. Like I said earlier also, these days, there's these decentralized launch pads, but they're actually not, because you have to submit all your information. So this can truly make them decentralized, where you don't need to KYC, but just prove that you are actually a human. Also for airdrops, social networks, validators, DAOs, public goods, play to earn. And there's just so many use cases, which is what makes me really so bullish on Humannode. So next up, let's talk about the public sale, where it's taking place and how to take part in it. So the Humannode public sale will happen on TokenSoft. Sale slots are limited, and since the public sale is first come, first serve, not everyone will have the opportunity to get in. So make sure you are whitelisted for that. There's going to be 3 different waves of whitelisting. First one is for validators and researchers. So if you are one of those, make sure to head to those links and do that. Wave 2 is for the broader community and friends. So participants of like-minded DAOs. So if you have taken part in any of these DAOs, you'll be able to whitelist. And if you're active in their community, you can also head on over and whitelist for wave 2. And then wave 3 is simply for the public, where you can whitelist for the sale. So let's go through the different sale options on TokenSoft. They're going to have 3 different options of varying prices and total raise and unlock. Personally, I'm always a big fan of 100% unlocked on TG. It gives you the freedom to do what you want with the token. And that is going to be 17 cents. Option 2 is 15 cents, but that you only get 30% at TGE. And option 3, 13 cents with 20% at TG. And on the right here, you can see the different cliffs and lockups. As you can see, option 1, you don't have any cliff. You get 100% upfront. Whereas option 2, you have a 3-month cliff. And option 3, you have a 6-month cliff. That's why I would personally recommend option 1, 100% TGE. Other ones are up to you, but personally, that's my recommendation. So now let's have a look at their token utility. So the ticker is going to be HMND. It's going to be a native token of the layer 1 blockchain Humannode. It fully supports smart contracts run on Ethereum and other EVM compatible chains. It also supports private biometric computations. A short list of how HMND token can be used is for transaction fees, deployment and interaction with smart contracts, private biometric checks, uniqueness and liveness, and storage of data based on human-to-human trust. So that wraps up my review on Humannode. I think it's really pro. Make sure to check out their communities. You can see on their page on Network, they've got their Twitter, Telegram, Reddit, and they're really active on all the socials. I definitely recommend you join them if it's a project you're interested in. And for now, I must definitely give it a cuck pro. Obviously, the market is still not bullish for any pre-sale, but this is one that has tons of potential with all the utility it has for the market and for making crypto better in general. So that's why I decided to cover this project. And thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.